Um, so, what would you say, Artie, is the bank that's giving you the most trouble?
Well, it would have to be, it's Bank of America, Countrywide.
Right. And
I'm working a deal right now. When I got the proof of funds letter was Chase. I mean, their deal was it's taken so long on it. I'm 45 days. They kept sending them to the wrong department. They sent the file to the wrong department. It was an in-house. I call it an in-house. Chase actually was the investor. It was not an outside investor. And then them being the service company. So they kept sending me, and the file got sent to the wrong department.
you know, usually,
investor department.
You know what's crazy about that is usually the problem is it's within the right department, but you don't have the right representative. It's a lower level management, and they can't make the decision on your negotiating anyhow, and that's part of what eats up so much of your time. Not to mention the fact they can't even get fax numbers right. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree with that? That's usually the case.
Yeah. I mean, I got one day I was transferred, I know 6 or 7 times in one phone call.
And you weren't even in the right department though for this deal.
Yeah, and once it got in the right department, I talked to the guy Thursday, and it's like, hey, we can close, and, I mean, they bumped my offer, but, wasn't anything that I couldn't deal with, so, instead of me trying to fight it, I'm just going to kind of go along with it and get it done.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to do?
Well, he was he was telling me, this is what we can do, this is what we'll do if you do this, we'll be able to do this. And I told him, I said, I want to tell you something, I appreciate you telling me exactly what you guys want.
Right.
Because the one dealt with before, they want to play a game. Instead of saying, well, me coming back and saying, what will you do right here? Oh, well, you'll have to send an offer in or something. They want to play a game back and forth.
Hey, Artie,
and,
this
guy seemed to be very, new. I mean, so maybe it was just his newness of, in doing it, that he was telling me all the stuff that they would require, what they would approve, what they probably wouldn't approve, so...
Well, let's be fair. And this is a good point to make, to be fair to the banks, and especially Bank of America / Countrywide, because they were the biggest mortgage holder in the company, or in the country. But they're so overwhelmed with inventory that you get a lot of new people. They're trying to staff up just so they can handle all of the foreclosures. There's so doggone many. Would you agree with that as well?
Yeah, but they've got certain guidelines that they, if they just say, hey, tell the people what exactly we want, what's the minimum. If they can't do it, they can't do it. But don't play games back and forth.
Right.
I think that's what needs to be done.
I agree. Don't jack me around one direction and the other, making me feel like I'm at a used car lot. You ever bought a used car from a lot?
Oh, yeah.
So, do you not? I feel that way in these negotiations because they're just, going back and forth on price or what other little stupid sticking point they can find, like whether or not I don't know, whether or not you're even talking to the right person. That's the thing. Just give me a number where I can call, man, and you can answer my question, and then I'll move on to the next deal.
Right.
So that's, to be fair, that's part of the bank's challenge these days because they don't have the right person. you know, most of the people they have are the wrong person. They can't make the decision on that negotiation anyway. And it's killing them. It's killing them, Artie. They're going to go out of business. Well, it don't matter how much we bail them out if they keep taking back negative assets. How stupid is it? How appropriate is it that Glenn Beck's book, Arguing with Idiots, applies perfectly here? You know what I mean? I mean, they can't put out a new loan with growing negative assets on their books. Yet they continue to let those negative assets grow because they won't sell us a property. Right?
Well, there was one deal in particular I found out last week. I just drove by to kind of see, you know, one I'd been working on, and it finally went to foreclosure. It finally, I mean, I couldn't get anything done, couldn't get them to approve it. So it finally went to foreclosure.
How long did you work on it? How long did you work on it, Artie?
Well, I probably worked on it 6 months, I guess.
6 months. So hold on, hang with me. Do you realize, I don't, I'd have to look it up. But we should look up what the rate of foreclosure or number of foreclosures that have gone on the market in the past 6 months and check that against one you are ready, willing, and able to buy for that entire 6 months, yet they can't make it happen. That's a number you could have saved 6 months ago, a number that goes to the foreclosure problem in America, and I guarantee you there's thousands of investors just like you fighting the same exact battle for the past 6 months while our foreclosure rate has gone up.
Well, what the stupid thing is I had Cindy, because her office is the one that handled the listing. Once it went to foreclosure, and it came out of foreclosure, her office was the one that handled the listing. So I called Cindy and I said, did it sell? What's the status on it and all that? She said it did sell about a month ago, and they took exactly what I think my offer was like 27. They sold it for 29. But that was after.
Come on.
And they had the commissions out of that. They paid commissions out of it. It went ahead and went through the process of foreclosure, which cost them more money.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have bought it?
Lost more money by not dealing with me originally than they did.
Oh yeah, technically in every other every way possible. That's what. Would you have taken 29 for it, Artie?
I probably would have. I probably would have done the 29.
Of course you would have. You know, especially if you knew that going to 29, if it weren't as hard as they're making it to turn a deal, you'd have taken 29, done the deal, and moved on to so many more because of that parameter being loosened up. You'd know that.
Yeah, and they would have made more money.
And not had to hold on to it for 6 months. $2,000 they made to hold on to it for 6 months. And let it go to foreclosure.
Lost money because they had to pay commissions out of the 29.
Right.
Plus the attorney fees for going ahead and going through with the foreclosure. It just doesn't make sense. I wish I could call back, and get the person and say, "You idiot! Do you see what here?" Right. You had money in your pocket, and you're supposed to be negotiating to whoever the person is. You're supposed to be negotiating to save money for your bank and your company. And because you wouldn't approve this, you lost money.
How stupid is that? Arguing with idiots.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me.
Artie Baxter, I need to stop you because when I took all that time in the beginning, I was setting up my camera. I've been recording the last 9.5 minutes of our conversation. I bring that up to you because I'm probably going to put it on the foreclosure petition site, but I need to stop the video, so give me about 20 seconds. Gene Redden here. I'm on a call with Artie Baxter. I told him that so I could have his buy-in. We're investor partners. He's dealing with the same thing with the banks. Guys, listen to this over again and again and get behind us. Fight. Revolt. Sign the petition.